How much film of linebackers last year did you watch, or did you want to have a clean slate?
I kind of want to have a clean slate. I watched a little bit, but I kind of want to have a clean slate. Like when I got here in the winter, they were in the off-season workouts, and so I just wanted to get to know them through that, because I don't want anybody judging me on. I want people. Hey, I want to be judged on what I'm doing now. You know what I mean? And especially if guys are young, they grow, evolve, I should say. So that was kind of what my mindset was coming here, and so last year was last year, and this year's got to be,
Because you viewed it, obviously it wasn't your unit, but the linebackers took a lot of criticism, and they would say, some of it deservedly so. With what you've seen this year, do you look at your unit now and go, well, I don't even recognize that as that, or do you think, but how do you view it?
I'm proud of them. I mean, all you can judge them on right now for me is how are they now compared to January, and not just football, but I'm talking off the field. Academically, they're doing excellent. I say they're doing excellent. They show up on time. When they're in the weight room with Coach Mick, it's not going to be any other way. They work their tails off. In the meetings, they take notes. They get out here and practice. They work. If something's wrong, they get it fixed. And we got a rich relationship. I mean, hell, my wife, included, we're all in this together, and they all know her, and it's just it feels like a family. So I'm proud of that. But we gotta play. So everything's leading up. So to this point, I'm proud of them, and hell, all of them. Even the young guys, the scout team guys, all of them, because they all represent our defense. And so I think we're getting that form, which is the first step. I think you got to form that first, and then so we're about to start playing, so we got to play.
Al, where do you have Kayvon Pope playing? Is he a Will or something?
He's a linebacker. To answer you, to be honest, yeah.
You may not be even thinking about depth chart or who's going to start, all that stuff.
Yeah.
In your mind, though, is there really a lot of indecision? Is it really up in the air 10 days before the season starts?
Nah. Come on, you gotta have an idea, but we're still practicing. We're still preparing, so we kind of take it a day at a time. Nice thing is we have depth, man, and we've done it. I think we've done a good job defensively at allowing our guys to experience different things at different spots. So nobody's pigeonholed. I think everything complements each other. So now it's time for guys to just support each other and play their tails off.
How many linebackers do you think you can play that you'll play in the first quarter against Florida Atlantic, the first half?
I don't know that. I couldn't tell you. Depends how many plays they run. Could not tell you that. To be honest with you.
But we assume Barron will be playing, Tuff will be playing. You got your Will and your Sam. Do you see it like you've got 6 guys that can play at any time? Or?
Yeah, I kind of do. I do. I think we do. So there's a level of trust with the guys that we have for sure, and especially guys who played last year. You know what I mean? Because you can't. Experience is experience. But to answer that question, I couldn't intelligently do that. I can just tell you we feel good about it, what we got going into it, and as we get closer to game time, that's what we got to do.
You had to know you were inheriting a very talented group. Has the depth been a pleasant surprise, or has that been kind of what you expected as well?
Yeah, man, they're a talented group. The depth is real, but talent's one thing, man, but being able to put it together is another. And those guys, they get it, man. So that has been a pleasant surprise, and we still got a lot of room to grow.
A couple of you guys have mentioned Pope specifically as a guy that really impressed them so far in camp. What has he done in your impression?
But Pope has done a lot, man. He's been at the ball a lot, man. The kid's been working his tail off. He's learning. While some guys played, really one spot, he's had a chance to experience different spots. And sometimes, man, as a young guy, you get a new system. It's not easy, and so he's really he's embraced that. And throughout that, we've seen flashes of Pope. It was my first chance to see him too. There was a couple of moments in the camp. You're like, holy shit, who is this? Like when you watch tape, it's like this random guy flying. You're like, who is that? So he's gonna be special, And so yeah.
How important do you think it was for Kayvon and Dallas and those guys to play special teams last year to get those reps?
Huge. I mean, you kidding me? If you're a linebacker, a freshman linebacker, and you're playing, you gotta play on special teams because the skill set marries up too well what you're doing on a day-to-day, on a play-to-play basis, right? Take kickoff, for example. You gotta be able to defeat blocks, finish on the ball. You take pump block. You know, you take any phase. Those guys, historically, that's been a rite of passage. We were watching a clip of Zeke Elliott on kickoff knocking the hell out of somebody. So, yeah, I think it's very important for freshmen, especially linebackers.
Have you seen any reluctance from Cade, from Craig, from those guys to do that?
No, those guys are chomping at the bit, man. You can tell them right now, hey, man, we need you to do this. They'd be here right now. So, yeah, and that speaks to the culture, special teams culture. Matt Barnes has done an unbelievable job, and obviously it's all well documented that Coach Meyer, that's a staple of his programs for years, and Coach Day is going to keep doing that. He's going to continue that. Coach Day's involved with special teams every meeting, every phase, so I think the kids feed into that, and so, hey, I'm going to just tell you this, if I'm a young player and I see these, Ohio State legends playing, receivers, no matter what position, running backs, hey, sign me up. So that's kind of the attitude our guys have in terms of special teams.
I know you wanted to enter this with a clean slate, but if you look at just what you've said about the guys who started last year and then Aaron, I think those were the 4 guys who played most last year, and it just seems like they're sort of the 4 guys who might play most again this year. How do you think you ended up with those 4 guys sort of in similar positions to where they were last year?
Question for Coach Washington.
I think that, I think they created that because they did such a fine job, and I did have a clean slate. I think saying like you have experience at what you do, it'll show, and so when you don't have the experience all the time, sometimes you have to experience those tough moments, if that makes any sense. So to answer your question, those 4 guys played a lot. So their learning curve is going to be different. They're going to be able to roll. They've been around different systems, so the season's long. We're going to need everybody, So we're going to need them all. So we kick the ball off on FAU 31st, right? We'll go from there.
Coach, thank you very much.
Yeah.